Today I'm going to head down to Tangalooma and have an ice cream, and then if there's some breeze I'm going to head on down, keep going north and head for Watumba Creek. If I don't make that, there's a couple of creeks on the way that I might be able to get into at high tide. You can see the cold air dropping off Fraser Island and the fog on the water.
And The Guardian Australia says extraordinary film footage has emerged of Australian Immigration Minister Scott Morrison directly threatening asylum seekers detained in Australia's offshore detention centres in Papua New Guinea and Nauru to return to the countries they have fled or spend a very, very long time.
There's a nice French boat there, come all the way from France, heading off down the north, down the straits. Probably. This is the northern entrance to Garry's Anchorage. Fair bit of tide running here. Doing 2 knots over the ground at the moment. I think we're doing about 3 through the water, and I've got about a knot of tide against me. Pretty high tides at the moment. Well, are you going to move, bird? Yeah. Somebody bumped that pile. It wasn't me. I've hit a few. Well, the wind's pretty light. I'm doing about 2 knots at the moment. I've got half a knot of tide against me. The tide's going as we get closer to Awonga. Just about on this bend, I think there'll be no tide. I must stop passing these on the wrong side. Well, we've just passed this buoy here. That was the buoy we just rounded, and we're going up here round the Wonga and on down north to Kingfisher Bay. At the moment we've got no tide at all now, and we're making about 2 knots. These are the white cliffs of Coongul, which is basically a large bend in the sandy straits. We've got the tide with us at the moment. We're doing 4.3 knots. At the moment we're just past this red one here, and we're about a mile off Coongul, and we've got the tide with us at at least a knot at the moment. The tide seems to turn about there somewhere, where my finger is, about there, and that's where it drains from both ends of Fraser Island. And as we get down here we get more tide from all these tributaries, and I expect somewhere here we'll get about at least a knot of tide, maybe a knot and a half with us, because it's very high tides today. We're doing 5.8 knots now. Basically in front you see a radio mast there, that's Coongul. There's a forestry place in there. Got a jetty. Yeah, we're doing 6.6 knots now with the tide. We're doing a great sail down here. There's a place where everything will fly by now. There's an old wreck in there which must have been part of the sawmilling operation at one time. Just passing Woolgumba Creek. There's a barge in there that plies its trade between Riverheads and Fraser Island. We don't seem to be going very fast, but with the tide we're doing 5.3. Just passing Mackenzie Jetty, built during the war as part of a commando training camp. Kingfisher Bay. still got the tide under us. We're doing about 5 knots. It's like being on a conveyor belt. That's Little Woody. We're sailing along with the spinnaker still at 4.5 knots. Moon Point in front, just passing Little Woody. That's the northern end of Little Woody there. We're just coming up to Moon Point. It's 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Oh, I'm not going to stop. Such a nice evening. I'm going to sail on through the night. I'm probably doing 4 knots through the water, and I'm only making 2.6 over the ground because there's quite a bit of tide against me at Moon Point here. So I'm just going to creep right along the sandbank, right along the edge, in about 1.5 meters of water, or maybe a little bit less, and see if I can creep round the corner. And once I get round the corner, I should it should free up a bit to about 1/2 knot. At the moment I'm doing 2.9 knots. You can see the tide's racing just out there. I'm going to have to meet it in a minute. Yeah, I've just jibed the spinnaker. I reckon we're doing 4 knots through the water, and I'm making 2.3. So I'm going to creep back over now against the shore. And basically, Whitumba is basically, if you aim at the end of the headland there, Whitumba's in a direct line behind that, because it's just a huge moon-shaped bay. Fantastic sail though, really enjoying this bit. Everything at the moment has gone to plan. I bumped the bottom twice, which I didn't get on camera because I had to, I can't film while I'm trying to extricate myself off the bottom, but we're here and we're going. That blue on the beach is my shadow. And at the moment I'm slowly going backwards. At the moment I'm becalmed. The sun's gone down. If the wind doesn't come up in the next hour, I'll just drop the sails, motor in a couple of 100 meters towards the shore, and anchor for the night. If the wind comes up, I'll just lift the anchor and press on.